Days, more than 100 area World War II veterans will make a trip of a lifetime. They're headed to Washington, D.C. to see firsthand the memorial that honors their service and others who lost their lives in battle. A local group called the Freedom Honor Flight is making the trip possible for these heroes free of charge. Tonight, we meet one of the veterans making the trip and what it means for him.
There we go.
Tucked away on the top shelf in the corner of the basement, lined with a thin layer of dust, sits a few reminders of Lorenz Pinsky's service to our country.
This is the dog tag from the prison camp.
Lorenz, or LP as he's known by many, rarely pulls this stuff out to reminisce anymore. And to say he's humble about it would be an understatement.
No use bragging about these things because the guy next to you's got a better story.
A better story or not, there's no denying what LP did for our country. And he's got the honors to prove it.
There's a Purple Heart. That's the Bronze Star. His ex-prisoner of war medal.
LP went into the Army when he was 18 years old. Believe it or not, that wasn't very young back then. He joined the 84th Division and was sent overseas, and he was eventually captured by the Germans.
I woke up on a stretcher and thought I had that $1 million wound and was on the way home, and I looked and the guys had on the wrong helmets. So the Germans carried me off.
From that point on, LP spent 5 months in a German POW camp.
150 of us in an old converted dance hall, and we did all the work for the area. It was, you know, nothing like the guys had it over in the Far East. I mean, we had a lack of food, and they had work parties and that stuff. And
as the war was coming to an end, LP was able to escape from the POW camp and finally taste the freedom that he so looked forward to.
If you wrote it up in a book, I don't think the book would sell. It wasn't that fantastic, but you know, bottom line, like most of us, we got home, relatively good shape, raised a family, had a good life. The guys that didn't have a good life are still over there.
LP, like the rest of his comrades, has waited more than 60 years to see a World War II memorial built to honor his generation who fought so hard for our country, and he can't wait to see it in person.
The fact that it's there is one big satisfaction, and getting to see it would be another one. People off in the future are going to be able to look at that and maybe remember what this generation did. And I think that's important.
Now, 112 veterans, including Pinsky's brother, who is also a World War II veteran, will be making the one-day trip to the memorial on Wednesday, and they'll be joined by 58 guardians and a special medical team who will help them along the way. And I also have the honor of being on the flight, and will bring you Pinsky's reaction when he sees the memorial for the first time.
That'll be so interesting to see, especially for so many of these World War II vets. Time is literally running out.
1,200 of them dying every day.
That's right, so it's so important. I mean, get there now while they still have a chance to see it in person.
Yeah, and the oldest I should mention is 103 years old, who's going on the trip.
Well, it should be very interesting to see how it all turns out.